All content featured on the Taylor Show is intended for entertainment purposes only. All stories discussed herein are based on alleged events and personal opinions. Nothing shared should be taken as fact or professional advice. Any viewpoints expressed are solely those of host and do not represent any business or organizations.
Hello and welcome back to the Taylor Show. I'm your host, I'm Taylor Brooke, and this is your bonus Jonas episode. This is a bonus Christmas episode from me to you because it's been a couple weeks and you're probably sitting at home bored because there's nothing else to do during the holidays except to listen to your favorite podcaster. And like I said, that's me. Hi, I'm Taylor, and it's not just me today. I brought the husband. Nate's here as well.
I feel like this is the first time I'm on camera in like months.
I know, it's been months since your face has been on camera.
Face, yes. You can hear my voice in the background of some of the episodes, but that's about it.
And okay, so we should talk about Nashville. Let's talk a little bit about Nashville because the John DeBella interview just dropped a couple weeks ago at this point. Dropped it the night before Thanksgiving. We went down to Nashville for it. It's our favorite place ever. And I know I'm being one of those couples that's like, it's our favorite place. But it is.
It is.
You've been there how many times?
I think at this point it's been 9.
That's crazy.
8, something along those lines. And I will say, even though it's a great vacation spot, I think I've been down there for work 4 out of the 8 or 9 times that I've been down there. So like it hasn't all been fun and games, but every time I go down, I love it.
I love it too.
I love it.
And it was kind of crazy. I thought we'd have a lot of time. I'm one person, like I'm the type of person that likes to fly out at 6 a.m., fly home at 6 p.m. And I thought we were going to have so much more time in Nashville, but we didn't. We were running out of the studio to get on the plane and get home by 8 p.m.
Very nice studio, by the way. Thank you, John DeBella, for letting us use his studio, actually his son's studio.
Go Casey.
Shout out Casey
Sable.
That's it. 1 billion streams on Spotify and all of those things. Ridiculous. He's big in what, Scandinavia?
Yeah, big in Scandinavia. Yeah. Such a cool studio. All black, all red, and Nashville is so much fun.
Yeah.
We're actually a little teaser into next season 2 of the podcast. You might find us in Nashville a little bit more. And that's all I'm going to say about that. All I'm going to say. Now, this wouldn't be a holiday episode if we didn't talk about things that were bothering me. Because a lot of things bother people during the holidays. I feel like the holidays are a time where you're forced to hang out with people that you don't usually hang out with. And I'm not shit talking family, but I'm saying you probably don't want to see your great Aunt Esther. You're not looking forward to it. It's not on the top of your list. So maybe you're complaining about that. Maybe you're complaining about buying gifts for people. I'm going to complain about an issue I had with my car. And if you know me, I'm a passenger princess. I don't like to drive many places. I prefer to sit. I prefer to get on a train, put me on a plane, whatever. I just don't like to be in charge. That's not my vibe. So I did a blue job. A blue job is a boy job. This is what I'm learning. I teach class at a local university. I teach a broadcast journalism class. And some of my students told me that there are pink jobs in life. And there are blue jobs in life. And pink jobs are girl jobs and blue jobs are boy jobs. Okay? But what I'm learning about them is if it's a pink job, that doesn't mean it can't be a blue job. But if it's a blue job, it can't be a pink job. Okay? So basically, girls shouldn't have to do anything and men should do anything that girls don't want to do. So this is a blue job. And a blue job was taking my car in to get inspected. Bring it to the dealership. And I would like it to be known that I called beforehand. I called weeks in advance because I didn't want to not have a car. I'm an anxious girl. Put me in my house and I don't have a car. What if there's a fire? I have 2 dogs. What am I going to do? Run? In these shoes? You got to be kidding me. No. So go to the car dealership and they go, listen, it's 9 a.m. We have to bring you to Enterprise because we don't have vehicles on the lot. We don't have a loaner car for you. I said, okay, what if I had a job that wasn't podcasting? What if this wasn't my job and I had to get to work by 9:30 in the morning? Is that when normal people go to work? 9 a.m., 9:30?
Yeah, 9 a.m.
Yeah, okay.
Around there, yeah.
Okay, what if I had to go to work? They were like, well, we have to drive you to the Enterprise. That's 15 minutes up the road, whatever. I'm like, okay, fine. So I get in this car for them to drive me to the Enterprise with a husband and wife who are fighting. Boom, boom. They're fighting. One, I would have loved that if it were any other day. I would have been like, tell me what's going on. I want to eavesdrop. I want to know everything. No, they weren't talking to each other, but they were fighting. And I sat in the back of the car and one of them sat up front and then one sat with me in the back. So it was awkward already. I'm in the car with these people. They're arguing over text message, texting each other back and forth, annoyed that they have to go to Enterprise. Well, so am I, babe. So am I. So we get there. They get this one salesman. I get the saleswoman. And I'm like, okay, I got the girl. You know, you want the pretty girl at the Enterprise because you think she's going to have your back. There was a nice Ford Fusion out there. There was a couple Ford, like what your mom has, like the big ones. There were a couple Nissans. Nice cars, like normal human vehicles. No, this nice pretty girl at Enterprise, she goes, okay, let's go to the other side of the lot. I say, okay, Queen, I follow her. And she's like, it's that car right there. There's a big car, like an Expedition in front of it. So I think it's like, okay, maybe it's like a crossover of some sort. Maybe it's like a little Toyota Camry, having a moment. She goes, we call this our go-kart. I said, huh? She goes, we call this car our go-kart. And I said, what are you talking about, Brenda? She's like, this one is great for compact parking because you look like a city girl. Now, I grew up on a farm, Brenda. What about me looks like a city girl? I'm sorry, what? Mind you, I'm in like sweatpants. It's early. Like, I'm not going to work. I'm not doing anything at that moment. So, like, I'm in pajamas, basically, and my Crocs. So she gives me a go-kart. I'm taller than the car. They don't make this vehicle anymore. It doesn't have any gas, so it's on empty. You can't even move the seat. The seat has to be manually moved. Like, it doesn't have a button. So I'm already confused. I'm taller than the car. I'm probably longer than the car. It doesn't have any gas. So I slide into the Wawa and I get in front of the gas mobile station, wherever you get. I don't get gas that often. I don't do this kind of stuff. So I get in front of there and I hit the gas thing to open it. Doesn't open. So I think, what am I going to do? I have two options. One, call Dad. Two, call Nate. I knew Nate was in a meeting. I had to call my dad. Not only did I call my dad, I FaceTimed him. I said, hi, Dad, I'm confused. He was like, what's going on? I was like, I have to get gas in this vehicle. And I don't know how. He had to Google it. So he Googles it. He's like, you have to pull a trigger under the front seat. So I had to pull a trigger under the front seat just to get the gas nozzle thing to come out. Got gas in the car. And I was like, I just don't feel safe driving this vehicle. Like, I have class this afternoon. Like, I have to go teach. Like, I just don't feel safe. So I try to tell them that, Nate. I say, I don't feel safe in this car. You want to know what they say?
What did they say, Taylor?
They said, that's not our problem, actually. They were like, you have a loaner vehicle. And I said, does this count as a car? Does it? Because they told me it was a go-kart. So I got upset. And I was sad. And I was like, you're not taking me seriously. So what do you do when someone doesn't take you seriously, Nate?
Complain and leave a bad review?
You call your dad.
Oh, that one too.
Yeah, you call your dad.
At first.
Mm-hmm. So first I called my dad. I said, Dad, the worst thing in the world has happened to me. And that was over text, to which he replied, get over it, period. And then I called him and I said, Dad, do you want me to escalate this to Mom? Because we have a problem. Like, I will escalate this matter because we have to figure this out. They're not taking me seriously. This car might not have airbags. My dad goes, okay, maybe we just switch cars for the day, see? Like, come up to work, we'll switch cars. Fine. My dad's a tall guy. He sees this little go-kart and he's doubled over laughing. He's like, this is the funniest thing I've literally ever seen. Like, no, take my car and then, like, we'll figure this out later. Like, you go to work, you go to class, we'll figure this out. Okay. So we come back later. I'm like, I'm going to take this car in. Like, I'm going to take the little go-kart in and I'm just going to, hopefully my car is done by now. It's 3 p.m. 9 a.m. is when I dropped it off. 3 p.m. comes around. They say, oh, we haven't started your car yet. I said, that's amazing. I'd rather walk than spend another second in this go-kart. This is amazing. This is not luxury service. So I bring the car back and they go, your dad called. And I said, okay, that's cool. That's great. Amazing. He called. Are you going to do anything? They were like, so we found you another rental car on the lot. And I said, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, man. Actually, thank you, Dad, for convincing him to give me another car. And then he looks at me and he goes, I just want you to know that because I'm giving you this extra rental car, someone is not going to have a car tomorrow morning. Is that my fault?
No.
So I looked at him and I said, that sounds like a you problem, sir. That doesn't sound like a me problem. Then as I'm leaving, he says, please give me a good review. Please lie on your review. Lie on your review about the experience that you had. And I was like, okay, you weirdo. Stop talking to me. I open up the door to get into this new car. He goes, oh, and by the way, Miss, and he uses my last name twice. And I'm like, I don't want everyone in this place to know who I am. He goes, tell your dad that I took care of you. Make sure your dad knows that I did everything I could to make sure you were happy. I turned around. I said, if I were you, sir, I would be more worried about my fucking opinion considering my name's on the car than my father. Thank you very much. So I filled out a review and I didn't lie. And I said, this guy sucks. And this is why he sucks. And I felt stupid. And I felt like just so annoyed. And as a woman, like, you're not going to listen to me. I have to call my dad to call you. So I got a call back from the dealership. And a woman calls. She says, I'm really sorry about your experience. And I said, you should be. Okay. She goes, you don't know him like that. I said, what? She goes, I don't want to defend him, but you don't know him like that. So, like, he's just playful. And this is just how the man is. First off, let's take a little break here because I've been talking nonstop for 5 minutes. Thoughts so far?
That definitely wasn't playful, and that definitely isn't a get to know me type situation. No. That was blatant.
It was like blatant disrespect.
It is blatant disrespect. It doesn't matter how playful he says it out loud. The words are still the words, and the meaning is still the meaning.
Could you imagine being at your place of employment and talking to, I'll bleep the name, and being like, so I know you really tried, but your mom called and she told me that, like, what?
Yeah. Tell I took care of you. Her fiance.
Yeah.
Tell I took care of you. Tell that everything's okay. Tell that I did everything that I could for you.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah. You're having the conversation with this woman.
Yeah.
So when the woman called me from the dealership, I said, okay, quite frankly, I felt disrespected. And like, I don't know him. And I bet a lot of your customers don't know his personality as well. So I can imagine that they're having similar experiences. She goes, yes, we've had similar experiences like this with this man. And she goes, I'm working on it. And I said, okay. And she said, woman to woman, I'm working on it. And I said, okay, woman to woman, good fucking luck. Because if you're his manager, I think less of you. And then the cherry on top of all of this is she said, you're going to get a survey emailed to you about this phone conversation. Don't take it because it makes us look bad.
Yep.
So
I have not heard a company ever say consistently, do not fill out a survey.
Yeah.
Do not take our employees at face price.
Yeah.
And do not take that experience as an actual experience, customer service experience. It's like, no, this happened all in the span of one day.
One day.
Like 12 hours.
And I understand defending your team members. Like, I get that. Like, at Taylor Brooke Media, like, I will ride for you 1,000%. But if you're wrong and you do something, if Nate went rogue or Tracy Jennifers went rogue and just started treating clients with disrespect to the point where, like, I was getting calls about, like, your behavior or Tracy's behavior, as a boss, like as a CEO of my own company, I would have a problem with that. I wouldn't be like, that's just how Nate is. He's an asshole.
That's how Nate is. And
what?
Isn't the job market incredibly difficult and saturated right now? It sounds like you can replace some people if you really need to.
Facts. So I also thought maybe this man, he's an older gentleman. I thought maybe he like doesn't have a daughter. And so I was trying to like in my head justify it. And then I thought, no, that shouldn't be a thing that we're just like justifying for like older men.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't have a daughter. They don't know how to talk to people. Oh, they don't interact with women that much. Do you interact with people?
That sounds like a them thing.
Right.
And not a your problem thing.
So I felt so disrespected. I won't go to that dealership anymore. I'm going to haul my butt all the way down to Wilmington, Delaware and go to the dealership down there because I'm done with them. Yeah. Done. Never thought I'd say that about this brand. I'm not dropping the name because I haven't sold the car yet. After I sell the car and I switch, then we'll go rogue and I will say everything. But that was really disheartening to me.
Understandably so. And it was disheartening to me too when you came home and you told me all this. Like that just I mean, I can give a man a benefit of a doubt just because like I am a man. I make mistakes. I understand those mistakes. That was one I can't even sit there and defend in any way, shape, or form.
No, you were shocked. Well, especially you were busy all day. So you didn't get the gist of everything until you came home. Yeah. And I was like, this is the full timeline of what happened. You were shocked.
Yeah.
Shocked.
It was absolutely insane. Like I said, this man, it's undefendable.
Yeah, agreed.
It is something that I think right now, especially in the world, is like being fought on of if it's okay or if it isn't okay. And I feel like they're standing on the wrong side of that.
1,000%. It's a bad look.
It's a really bad, especially from a corporate company.
Okay, let's talk about another corporate company.
Okay.
We're going to talk about something else that happened to us recently. So, Taylor Brooke Media, that's my company. That's the overarching brand of this podcast. The podcast is the Taylor Show. You know it, you love it. It's literally 3 times right here. What we did about a month ago, 2 months ago, is Nate and I went down to a different state. We took a long drive. We had a long travel. So we go to this competition of sorts, and it's to show off your company. And it's to show like what you could do if you were to get an extra X amount of money, you know? And it's a grant. So we'll say it's a grant thing. So there's a lot that go into this. I'm not a big numbers girly. I had to do a lot of numbers. A lot of numbers, a lot of prep, a lot of pitch prep, a lot of poster boarding, a lot of just getting stuff together. If you've ever been in like a pitch competition or a grant competition in any sort of way, you understand like the gist of it. Like it's a lot of legwork to get up to it.
It's if you haven't been in one, it's almost like your middle school science fair.
Exactly.
But for your business.
Yeah. And you have to explain yourself. Like you have to talk. It's like an 8-9 hour event. Like it's a lot of work. So I'm never one to be super excited about doing work like that because I get nervous. If you put me in front of a mic, this is amazing. Putting me like in a group of other people that are just there to judge you, that just makes me uncomfortable. But I thought, we're going to do this. We're going to get on the road and we're going to sit in this group of people and we're going to pitch, because you had to get past this first round where they like weed people out. So they weeded everyone out. There was like us and how many people? 12?
I think there was 12 and like 32 that applied overall. So you made the final 12.
So made the final 12. So we went down to this competition. When I tell you the whole time, my name's on the show 3 times. Nate's in a Taylor shirt. I keep telling people, hi, my name is Taylor. Every single question was directed at Nate. Almost.
A lot of them.
Almost all of them.
Yeah, there were a lot.
They would come up to the table and they would look at Nate and they'd be like, so tell me about the company.
Yep. And I would tell them that my name is not Taylor and I'm wearing my wife's name 3 times. And that's the woman you should go talk to. I could give a decent overview of like the stuff that you actually do and like provide the products and everything. But then they started asking me like numbers and stuff. And I'm like, no, dude, I'm like street team right now. Like I'm here to just promote your brand and make you look better, but I don't know the specifics. So go to the person that actually owns the business.
1000%. Yeah. And like, it wasn't as if I was talking to someone else or anything like that. I was right there next to you. Everyone just kind of gravitated towards you to talk to, which you kept throwing it to me. I took it. Fine, whatever. We go to the pitch. So it's a full, like, I'd say like 5 hours where people are just like kind of walking around the tables, getting to know you, getting to know your brand. So I swallowed it. I was like, okay, I'm going to swallow this. It's fine. When I do the pitch, it's me. So I'm the one that they're going to be looking at in this room. So it's a private room. You're in front of all these people. I had Nate pretend to be Oprah in the way of like, he just held a bunch of swag, right? He's holding the swag. He's not pitching. Again,
wearing a baseball cap with her name 3 times on it and a T-shirt with her name 3 times on it.
Handing stuff out. And then they ask the questions. Ask them to Nate. They said, hi, what's your distribution of work between you guys?
I looked at the man like, sir, again, my name, not on the company. I was like, I do about maybe 10% of the work. And that's just the stuff that she either physically can't do or just doesn't have the expertise behind it, and I can do it a little bit differently.
He literally lifted tables this morning because I couldn't physically do it. That's what Nate does that and makes sure that I don't get sued. Okay?
Virtually, yes. Yeah, that's the premise of my job. So I think 10% was pretty generous that I gave myself, to be honest.
I was just shocked that they kept addressing everything to you. So to that, I say, kindly fuck yourselves. And also, I will never eat Purdue chicken again. And you know who the you are, you stupid old man. Go yourself. Love, Taylor. So, I don't regret any of that, and I'm not cutting that out at all. I'm not. It was a stupid competition. It was a waste of my time. And you know what?
We're doing Acme brand chicken from the rest of our lives. Do you hear me?
No, Bella and Evans. I don't mean to be like a chicken snob, but the Bella and Evans is like the best chicken ever.
Especially with the gluten-free.
So good. You know, when I worked in corporate America, it's so funny. So there was this warehouse that, my team was like in charge of, and someone came in from a different company and they were like, oh, I just came from Bella and Evans. I was a manager over there. And I was like, dude, you have the best gluten-free chicken nuggets. And he was so creeped out. He was like, yo, I like worked on the corporate side. He was like, people like loved our chicken, but like no one's ever been so passionate about it. Yeah, and it was like kind of uncomfortable. Yeah.
I mean, whenever we make them, we make like 2 or 3 bags.
I know, because they're so good.
So freaking good.
Man, speaking of chicken, you know, I'm not a chicken for saying that story.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not.
You are
I'm not.
You are not.
So we're going to switch gears a little bit. I do want to like shout out some artists that I really like right now. And if you are seeing this and you're like, wait, I'm in Nashville and Taylor was just talking about Nashville. Well, then chances are I've tried to contact your team. Kaylee Shore, I want you on the podcast. Nate is so tired of hearing me say this. I've been messaging you. I don't know. You're unsigned right now, which is a big slay because you're killing it. Come on the podcast. We need to talk.
Do it.
We need to talk. I also want to shout out Raylan, because I'm obsessed with her, always have been.
Yes.
And she's one of my favorite country music, just little dolls. So I want to have her on the pod too.
I will say, when I was 18, she called me cute.
You are cute. You are cute.
I know.
Also, Kelsey, you have such a history with Kelsey, and I love Kelsey Ballerini, and I've never met her. The fact that you've met her so many times is insane to me because she's my girl crush. I want her on the pod more than anything. I sit in parks too, Kelsey.
It would be really cool to get her on the pod in Centennial Park.
Dead, dying, done.
How cool would that be?
And I don't think it's unrealistic for us to like get Kelsey. I really don't think it is.
No.
I think we can pull enough strings. But Kelsey, if you're seeing this, you remember my husband. I'm obsessed with you. Listen to me. Let me slide in your DMs. Approve my message.
And if you don't remember me, I gave you a bunch of homecoming sashes. You were the homecoming queen in Harrisburg, and then I gave it to you out in Philly. I have pictures and stuff.
And you danced together?
Oh, yeah, we did. We danced on stage. Yeah. I was her homecoming queen dance.
I know.
Because she never had one, even though she was voted homecoming queen.
With how jealous of a person I am in general, it's so funny to me that I feel nothing about you having this relationship with Kelsey Ballerini except pure jealousy because I want it.
I mean, I get it. She's cool as heck.
She's so cool.
She is really cool. I will say
so
that.
Cool.
She's one of the nicest artists and down-to-earth people that I had met during my time in country radio.
That is awesome.
She really is.
So good. So Kelsey, Raylan, Kaylee Shore, you guys, you women, I want you on the pod. We're going to talk about another woman now that I was going back and forth on talking about this on the podcast, and I'm going to talk about it because bravo Denise Richards. Oh, she said it best. My favorite ex of Charlie Sheen's ever. Let's talk about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. We're going to talk about it. Mormons are big right now. They're real hot. It's hot to be a Mormon, okay? Catholicism out. Mormonism in.
Fruity Pebbles in.
In. What we're talking here is we had plans today, Nate.
We did.
We had plans. I have train tickets. I had studios booked.
Yep.
We got ghosted a little bit.
I even pre-ordered the coffee for our ride.
Did you really? That's really cute. Aw.
But yes.
No, but yes. We were supposed to be in New York to do this interview today with one of the housewives of Salt Lake City. I'm not going to say which one because I'm going to protect her identity right now just because I am a fan. Like, above all else with Bravo, I'm a fan. That's why I love to do these interviews. I love to have conversations because I want to break that fourth wall for other viewers. And if you grow up with the housewives, as one does, like me, you're going to feel like they're your friends before they're already your friends. You know, like Brie Duffield, when she came on, again, a Bravo star, not a housewife. She was on Below Deck. But I felt like Brie and I have been friends for years because we knew each other for years, just hadn't had that connection.
Yeah.
So when I'm thinking of a housewife to get on the podcast, I want someone that's like big in women empowerment, and I want someone that's going to have a story outside of what's going on that season. So Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, it's crazy this season. They're wild. But I got an interview with one of them to the fact of like, I commented on her Instagram and I said, what was that her name? And I said, hey girl, I want you on the podcast. Your team keeps saying no. Hit me up. Thank you so much to all of my little gremlins out there. The hundreds of likes. You guys went so hard. All of you liked this comment and it got her to respond. And she commented back and she was like, babe, let's make it happen. And And I was like, check your motherfucking DMs. I've been trying to make this happen. Like, let's go. She doesn't only send me a DM back, which I would be a little skeptical. I'd be like, okay, she sent me a DM back. She's trying to be nice. She sent a voice memo, a voice note. It was like a minute, minute 10. And she says, hey, Taylor, I really want to be on the podcast. I'm going to be in New York this date, this date, this date. Let's book it. Let's get it done. I said, okay, we won't mention Bravo. I will have my lawyer set up a whole sheet, like a whole one-sheeter of what we can mention, what we won't mention. We just want to hear about you as a person outside of the franchise. So send this to her team. Her team says, OMG, you're friends with insert woman here. We'll do it. I say, okay. They say, can we do this time instead of that time? I say, okay, I'm calling studios. I'm trying to make this work. We're not like up in New York. There's a couple studios that we like fluctuate between, but it's not like here. Shout out to Westchester Studios. Like we know the team. We're vibing. Like this is like the place. This is a whole different atmosphere. So there's a lot that goes into it for us and like me and my team behind the scenes. Her team says no. Her team comes back less than ideal amount of time before and says, yeah, she can't talk about Bravo. Maybe she can meet you for lunch. And then don't touch back on the lunch thing. Are you paying for lunch? Where are we going for lunch? That's what I want to know. Yeah. But also like, come on. You can't tell me yes, lead me on to this, like spend money, spend time, all of these things, and then not show up. Not even for the lunch. Mm-hmm. Like, that's a little much. So I'm disappointed.
I mean, I was disappointed too because I was getting really excited. I'm not even a Housewives fan, but the way that you were describing this, the way that we could go into really cool background stories about her life, about like how she grew up, all that kind of stuff would have been so much fun.
I know.
But yeah, sometimes that corporate comes down and swings that hammer and decides, squash, boop.
So there's part of me that thinks, is she blaming Bravo and it's not Bravo? But I think that I don't think it's her. I think she wants to be on the podcast. I think she's scared.
I think that's a very good point.
Right.
And I think that 100% could be the situation. Now, we don't fully know these people.
We don't, no.
We don't know the behind the scenes and how they're, going about. And also what's going on behind the scenes because the season's still going on, right?
Season is still going on, so.
They're still building storylines. They're still trying to figure out how they're going to end the season. They're still trying to figure out the reunion and what they're going to ask there.
Yep.
They probably don't want somebody coming in and screwing up their plans in some way while they're planning out the next 6 months. I get that.
I get that too. Just let me know.
That sucks.
It does. And like, I just want to tell Andy Cohen face to face right here, have me on Watch What Happens Live. I would love to be a bartender. Brie Duffield said it was amazing. And that when you sit in the chairs, she said they just automatically refill your drinks. So you never know how much you're drinking. So like if you have a martini, like Brie and I like to drink, we love a martini. They'll just fill it up without you looking. So she was like, you have to be careful. So Andy, I'm available. I'm here. I want to be on your show, and I don't want to cause disruption with the franchises. I just want your people on my show. That's all.
Yeah, and if you didn't hear earlier, it's a 90-10 split, so I have to help her.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah,
that's just how it works, bud. Sorry.
No, Andy, I want you to just call Nate and ask him every question about my podcast beforehand.
Let's talk, Andy. I would love to have a conversation.
Let's go.
Absolutely. You want to join the Nate show?
Oh my gosh. Stop. A spite show.
A spite show.
Spite show. Oh my God. Let's talk about what we did today. We went to class today.
We did.
And I told my students that I would talk about them, and I would talk about them at length instead of just mentioning them here and there. Since their semester is over, I can finally say thank you to my broadcast journalism class. You guys are incredible. You guys are truly incredible, and I had a great semester with you. I'm going to see a lot of them next semester. But their final today was to sit across from me, similar to how we're sitting right now, and ask me questions, be an interviewer, do what we do day in and day out, and make a story out of it. And how do you think they did?
They did amazing.
I'm so proud.
Yeah, honestly, there were about a quarter of them I think could have just like gone from what they did today and said, okay, I'll just make 25 minutes out of this. Like we could actually work this. Everybody understood what was going on and how to do it. Now there's, little tactics to learn here or there.
Totally.
These are just college kids, obviously, but I was impressed that even a third of the class I thought could definitely just go off and start talking themselves.
When a couple of them were like, let me circle back on that. I was like, okay, you're circling back. I love this for you.
A couple of callbacks. There was one guy, and I loved this because you said something. I can't remember. Oh, you do deep dives for your research and like you do hours worth of research. And he just looked at you and went, is that necessary?
No,
What?
it was so off the cuff. He was genuinely having a conversation. He was like,
Yeah.
really?
And this man had no notes.
No notes.
No
That's
notes?
what got me.
And he just came up with that on the spot. And I was like, that's the personality. And that's the one thing I will say. He showed more personality than anybody else in the group. And I think it's because he went up there with just his own, perspective. And
No,
he was
totally.
able to throw it out there as like, what? Why?
And so this is also why I feel like attendance, I fluctuate with how much I care about attendance. The man we're talking about never came to class.
Was that the guy?
He's come to class like maybe 4 times the semester. And I really like this kid because when he does all of his assignments, puts all of his discussions in. And even when I reached out and was like, hey, like, are you okay? I'm just making sure you're alive. Are you good? And he was like, yeah, I'm fine. And I was like, okay. And then he comes into class for the final and kills it. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, there's some talent here that like you could just walk in and do this.
Yeah. And
I was very impressed.
Maybe he knew that.
Maybe. Very impressed.
It was very impressive.
Yep.
I
All the girls killed it too. Can't forget the girlies. All the girlies brought it. Most of them had show names. Like they came up with their own shows, which I thought was so cute.
I thought it was really funny that half of them afterwards said, it's my spam Snapchat name or whatever it was. Like their burner accounts.
Oh my God.
I was like, no freaking way.
When they were
That's so
talking
funny.
about their burner accounts, loved it. Also, these kids, I told them this today, getting to talk to them twice a week, every week, has been so enlightening from a marketing standpoint and from even a podcasting standpoint, getting to hear what they're interested in, what trends they like, who they're making fun of. Like, I didn't know Wicked was this big. Like, I know Wicked's big, but the amount of opinions that people have on Wicked, it took up a whole class period.
Yeah.
When I tell you, we're talking about Ariana Grande, and they're going off. They have opinions. They have so many thoughts, and I'm like, I just love everything about this. Everything about them. I'm so happy. So if you guys are listening or watching, thank you for being part of my class this semester.
Great
You guys
work.
are fucking awesome. Okay, you guys are fucking awesome, and you dealt with me, and I'm crazy, so that's helpful.
And thank you for what she calls therapy during class, because I will admit the therapy bills have gone down each month. So thank you. Thank you for that.
Oh gosh, speaking of therapy, so we need to talk about it. I sent Helen, my therapist. We know her, we love her, friend of the show, Helen. She listens here and there, right? I send her clips here and there. Now she's gotten to the point, she's a little comfortable now. I've known Helen for 7-8 years. She's a little comfortable now where she'll text me and be like, can we touch base? Can we touch back on something you said on the podcast? I'm like, Helen, this is a form of entertainment, woman. This is not to bring into each session. Tomorrow, our session, she wants to know why Dave Portnoy doesn't like me. And I was like, so I have to Allegedly. So I have to open up therapy tomorrow at the crisp hour of 11 a.m. to say, okay, this is why Dave Portnoy and I have beef. Really, Helen? She wants to dive in, and she wants to dive in deep.
You know what you should do during that? If
What?
he's like on Davey Day Trader, like he's going live on Davey Day Trader at that point, just like throw him on and start going in the chat. Like, I hate you. Like some of this.
Stop it.
Bring up more
No, I should.
brand new stories. Wow. Helen, I actually just commented on his live chat.
Helen,
and,
we're on his live chat right
hates
now.
me.
I'm on TikTok live. She's
Yeah,
like, stop.
I'm literally live commenting our conversations about Dave Portnoy.
Like, I thought about inviting her to my rap party, and then I thought she's not allowed to do that. Like, I can't invite my therapist to a party. She can't come.
I think she can, as long as you just admit that she's your therapist.
Doesn't that like
Like in
violate
real
some sort
life.
of rule?
Only if she does it. And
I want to be like, okay, these are all the characters. I've made her like PowerPoints before and been like, okay, like this is Vernier, this is my best friend, like this is my mom, this is Nate, like these are the characters. So like it'd be cool to introduce her in real life.
well, if you just give her a name tag that night that says,
Helen?
"Hi, I'm Taylor's therapist, Helen,"
Yeah.
then there's no HIPAA laws broken. No.
Okay.
Especially if it's in your handwriting.
Okay.
Yeah.
To me, okay, let's run it by Casey.
Okay.
Let's get the legal on
Why
it.
don't we just call Helen? I'm sure she knows.
Yeah. Let's
she-
go to the source of this. Go to the
actual
source.
therapist.
I love it. Any excuse to make like Casey drop a contract, I love.
True. Absolutely. We just want to give her work.
Give her work, give her paper. It's funny. I was Actually, if we want to talk about coffee and coffee that I love, Drip Ethos, ETHOS. They are a women-owned small brand of coffee, luxurious. When I say their dark roast is so heavy and good, it's like, it's filling, but not in the way that you're thinking. Like, it makes you feel like you're drinking the biggest pot of coffee, and it's like 1 cup. So, want to give a big shout out to them. Love them so much. I attached them in my newsletter. Why was I talking about coffee? I just wanted to, maybe? Where were we going with this?
Well, Casey, you said something about Casey.
Oh, yes.
Coffee.
Okay, yes, Casey Coffee. So I get this letter from them about like endorsement. So from Drip Ethos. I'm like, okay, beautiful. It is so simple. Like, Nate, it's a scroll. It's just deliverables. You own everything. Like, your IP is yours. We're just sending you some stuff, etc. Like a partnership. My ass was like, all right, I'm not going to put this in ChatGPT. I'm like, okay, Casey, can you go over?
Oh
like
my
point
gosh.
by point, because I'm so nervous about like breaking a rule. Yeah. So I'm like, I love having lawyers on retainer.
Hey, I mean, that's what I had to do too with the morning show stuff before we sent it to legal, because you don't want to waste their time. If you could figure it out yourself, I get it. But like, you always want to double check.
I'm scared of legal. And I don't even work in like corporate America anymore, and I'm scared of legal.
Well, yeah. Because now when you hear the word legal, it's somebody else's team coming after you.
Yeah. It's a little too close. I don't like that.
It's not your company trying to like, de-escalate a situation. It's them saying, oh, we have a problem with you, Taylor Brooke. We don't like that.
No, that's just one of the downsides to being so famous.
Yeah.
We had actually, we're talking about coffee. We had some really shitty coffee at the airport. I was so disappointed. I feel like airport coffee has to be good. You have to have good coffee if you go to the airport, because you're getting on a plane. That's already a lot. Mm-hmm. Then we get on the plane, and we have this cute little stewardess, the cute little flight attendant. She's got an accent. You can tell she's coming from Nashville. And she made puns the whole time. Whole time there were puns. And then she said, well, there's no coffee on this aircraft, so you should make some good friends with your seat partners. Go yourself, Brenda. It is 6 a.m. You think I'm leaning over to talk to a fellow person? No. On the way home from Nashville, we're sitting in the back of the plane. There's this kid counting down. He's going, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You could tell we were back in Philly. These guys in the front went, shut the fuck up.
I hated that.
Like, this little kid counting down. Everyone's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You're disturbing the peace. That's the kind of energy I need.
It was
I
like
don't
the
want
whole
you to tell
plane.
me to meet with my seat partner.
No. But that was like the whole plane was telling them to stop and sit down, and then they started clapping. That's where it gets me.
They count
When
down
start
and then they clap. Yep.
Don't clap when
the pilot does his job. Do you clap for me after each podcast? I hope you do in your home after I do my job.
If somebody succeeds in their job 99.9999997% of the time, like pilots do, you should not have to applaud them.
Oh, we need to talk about the hacking.
Oh,
The hacking. Oh my gosh. I don't even know. Our producer, Matt, might have gotten it too. I don't know if you got the hacked email that went out last week from Taylor Brooke Media. It was so embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing because it was a request for a proposal. It was an RFP.
Yeah.
It was like, Taylor Brooke Media wants an RFP from you. It was corporate lingo. If you're going to hack me, send porn. Because that's funnier. Me having to reply to all of these people and be like, no, I'm not trying to collab. Like, I don't want to request for a proposal. Don't click it. That makes me look like a corporate weirdo. Mm-hmm. It's so embarrassing. Mm-hmm. I'm still getting messages back. So I had to fire someone in my organization. RIP. They're gone.
Which one was it?
Mark.
Oh, that's right.
So, like, they're gone because they got hacked. So I'm embarrassed. So if I asked you a question about a RFP, if I emailed you and was like, yo, I want to collaborate and like this is the proposal link, don't click it. I would never send you an RFP like a weirdo, like unannounced.
Yeah.
And also, if you were like, if you know me and you saw that, you're probably like, she knows what an RFP is. If you are a first-time listener of the podcast, thank you for joining in, and I'm sorry that this was your first episode. If you're a long-time listener of the podcast, think about supporting us. There is a link in the bio. You can do a little monthly donation. You can get some bonus content. If you're looking to buy some of our swag, TaylorBrookMedia.com. You can find all of it on there. We got some t-shirts. We have little headphones. We have speakers that say "Turn Me On." Mm-hmm. Get it? LOL. And then follow us. like, subscribe. We want to give a big shout out to Westchester Studios. As always, especially during this holiday season, come book a session. You can sit right where I'm sitting right now, right here. Thanks for watching, Little Gremlins.
Bye.